Sixth grade scholars, it's me, Miss Terry. Therefore, you know what time it is. We're going to have math at Miss Terry's house. This week, week 8, yes, week 8 already. We're going to continue our work on measures of center. We're going to pick up on SOL 6.11b. Our objective of the day, I will be able to calculate measure of central tendencies from given data. Where can we get this data? Everywhere. Data can be found everywhere. In the grade books that your teacher has, you can look at temperatures variances across, countries, across states, and, you can average them up across just the week. We're taking the census right now as we speak so that we can find out how many people are in a specific city or region or state or just the entire country. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this today. But first you need your notebook and your pencil. We will be using the Desmos online calculator, or if you have your Desmos app on your phone, we will be utilizing that today. So just some quick review. Our mean, in which you talked extensively about last week with Mr. Espinal, and thinking about your balance point. So your mean is just a measure of central tendency that's talking about the average. Remember, add them all up, divide by the number that's in the set, trying to find that difference. Where is that balance point? That's your mean. Your median is your middle number once your data is in numerical order. So it has to be in order for you to find your median. Very important point. Your mode is the data that occurs most often, the one that has the most frequency in your data set. You could have a set that has one mode, no mode at all because all of your numbers are different, or it can be bimodal, which means two numbers have the same amount duplication in your number or the same frequency of data that's there. So your range is just the difference between the greatest and the least value in your data set. Now your range is really not considered a center measure of center, but we will be using the range for other purposes, okay? So let's work this one together. In your notebook, I want you to list the numbers as they are randomly selected. So that means you're going to have to focus on this blue screen here. See that question mark? That's where you want to focus your eyes right now. I'm going to count down. Then you're going to start writing your numbers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Focus. Almost there. Great job. Did you get them all? Go ahead and count and see how many numbers you have listed in your notebook. Aha, hopefully you have 10. Here are your 10 numbers. So that's the numbers that came up. 4, 0, 14, 25, 9, 9, 21, 10, 22, and 5. Talk about trying to calculate the measure of central tendency. So we're going to be looking for our mean, our median, and our mode. Again, when you're thinking about measures of center, you always want to just go ahead and just start thinking about placing them in order. For me, it's in habit. When I really think about statistics, if it's not a huge data set, a whole lot of numbers, then I can go ahead and place them in order, no issue. It's only 10 numbers. I can place these in order fairly quickly. Go ahead and pause the video, place them in numerical order. I like to place them in ascending order. Go ahead and take your time, get that done. Once you're finished, come back with us and we're going to get started. Here you go. So those are your numbers in order. So, plenty of ways. There are multiple ways in which we can find this measures of center. We're going to do all of them. But first, there's nothing like doing things by hand. Now, you may say, why? I have a calculator, technology is rampant, we can just use the tools we have, and you are absolutely right. But sometimes there are errors, and you want to make sure you can literally find where the errors are. And what if a calculator is just, you just can't get to one? Your phone is dead, and for whatever reason you don't have your computer, you still want to be able to do it. So we're going to look at this very quickly. And then I'm going to go ahead and show it to you with the Desmos app. Okay? So focus on this for me for just a few minutes. Bear with me. We're going to go ahead and find the central tendencies of this data set. We'd already placed it in numerical order. So we're going to go ahead and find, let's start with the mode, since that's one seems to be a little bit easier. Remember, mode says what occurs most, what number occurs most in the data set. In this case, that number is 9. One way to think about it is mode. If we write the word mode and we think of the word most, what do we have in common? M and O. So that's one way you can think about it. So the mode in this set is 9. Then let's go ahead and just find the median. Just because, we can find any piece of central tendency, but we're going to go ahead and find the median. One way you can think about it is thinking about your, and since it's already in order, because remember, median is the number that's in the center once your data is in order. So I always just think about, let me just scratch out so I can ensure that I'm using all of my data so I can know exactly what's in the middle. So I always start with my lowest and I look at my greatest, and I'm just placing a little line between, so I say I've used that piece just so I can make sure that I'm not omitting anything. Well, these are two numbers in the middle. So in order for me to find my median, I need to find the mean of those two numbers. Or we can just think logically. What number is directly between two whole numbers, 9 and 10? You guessed it, 9 1/2. So we have 9 1/2, or we can write that as a decimal, 9 5/10. So we can think about, especially with whole numbers, just intuitively which number would definitely go directly in the middle. Or we can just use our calculation. So we have 9 plus 10, which gives me 19. And then we have two numbers in our set, so that's 19 divided by 2. And then we just do the calculation as well. Again, this is the type of fraction, an improper fraction. You are awesome. So we're going to go ahead and just do the calculation, set up our house, and just do the math. So how many times can 2 go into 1? It can't. So we just move on. How many times can 2 go into 19? So at this point, we want to go ahead and say that this is 9, and we have 18, subtract. We want to add a decimal because we want to try to make sure we don't get a remainder if we possibly can. Add that 0. Bring it down. How many times can 9 go into 10? 2 go into 10, 5, and we have 0. So we have a remainder of 0, and we get the same thing, 9 5/10, 9 5/10. All right. So let's go ahead and find the mean of our total set of data. So we're going to find the mean of all of our data. So in order for us to find the mean of all of our data, what we want to do is add up all of the numbers in our data set. So we're going to add up 0 plus 4 plus 5 plus 9 plus 9 and so forth. Well, the sum of all of that, I've already done it for us, is 119. But then we divide that by which number? The number that's in the data set. Awesome. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers in our data set. So we have, again, another improper fraction. So we're going to just do our calculation. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just complete the calculation for this improper fraction. Again, I'm going to go ahead and set it up. And I'm going to complete the math. Complete the calculations on here. So that gives me subtract. And I know this is the part that you're probably like, oh, we got to do this again. Yes, but we're going to do it an easier way in just a second using our Desmos calculator. So no worries. Just want to show it to you just as a just kind of as a reminder that we can do the mathematics quickly as well, doing the calculations. All right, so we get 11 and 9/10. Okay, so we have 11 and 9/10 as our mean for the entire set of data. So I can just go right back up here and say my mean for the entire data set is 11 and 9/10. So let's now go ahead and do it with the Desmos calculator. Here is our data set. Here's your Desmos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the way Mr. Espinal showed you last week, and then I'm going to show you a different way as well. Go ahead and place it here. So here's your 0. Remember, he said open up that parentheses, plus. I'm just going ahead and placing it in based on my data, trying to be careful because, one of the things that we talked about several weeks ago is always trying to place your information, your data in your calculator at least twice, just to make sure. But we did it by hand so we can kind of make sure that we don't forget anything. So I forgot my 2 here. There we go. We had a 119 before. So I'm going to close this parentheses up. And then I'm going to divide by the numbers in the set, which was 10. There we go. So we had 11 and 9/10. The same thing we received when we did the calculations. However, I'm going to show you a different way. And the way I'm going to show you now is the way that we're going to continue to use throughout this week. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and hit this to bring down another line because this is way number 1. We had, number 1 was doing it by hand. Here's way number 2. So now I'm going to go to function. So I want you to click function. You can follow along with me. Then you want to click mean. So I'm going to hit mean right here. Yes, that's what we're looking for, the mean, the average. It already comes up with this. We're going to use a comma. So I'm going to go back to math to separate it. So I'm going to have 0. And you see this right here is what's going to separate my data. So comma, plus 4, comma, 5, comma, every time. And as you can see, I'm going to place this 9. It changes here because every time I place a number, it is literally trying to find the mean. But I'm not done, so I'm going to go ahead and place a comma, another 9. So in between each one, I'm going to place the comma. So I'm going a little quicker now because you can see how I'm doing this one. 21, 22, and one more is 25. Perfect. And I always like to close it just because, but I don't have to. So that's my mean, 11 and 9/10. So it just gives me another way of doing the mathematics in the Desmos online calculator. Either way should give you the correct answer, right? Good job. So I always want to give you multiple ways in which you can represent, and you can think about which one is easier for you. All right, so let's go ahead and look at something for you to try on your own, okay? So this time, you're still going to focus on that middle number, but it's a card. So these are going to be cards. The red cards are going to represent negative numbers, and the black cards are going to represent positive numbers. List the data in your notebook just like you did before, and you're going to find the central tendency for the data set. And you're going to round to hundredths, okay? You're going to round to hundredths. Use Desmos if possible because you're going to have these negative numbers in here. So it might be a little easier for you to use your Desmos app. And then I just want you to practice with it. Practice continues to help us, ingrain and make things as perfect as we possibly can. All right, so here we go. You're going to focus in that question mark. Remember, your red cards represent negative numbers. Your black cards represent positive numbers. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Focus. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Focus. Awesome. Now, I wonder how many numbers did you get this time? Should have been 7. Let's see if you got them all. If you didn't, that's okay. There they are for you. So go ahead and write them down in your notebook. And now I want you to go ahead and find your mean, your median, and your mode. Again, remember to use your Desmos application. Once you are done, come back and we can check our answers together. Go ahead and pause the video now. All right, so let's see. First thing, hopefully you place it in ascending order. So again, ascending order, we had negative numbers, so that's -9, -9, -5, -4, 7, 8, and 10. Here are your answers. Did you get them all right? Did you? If you did, kudos to you. If you didn't, kudos to you for trying. So let's go ahead and see if we can figure out where our error was. First, let's look at the Desmos so we can see it. And I'm going to go, what did we say? We're going to go to function, mean, and we're going to use our, it doesn't matter. You don't have to put them in an order in order for you to use this Desmos function, okay? But the difference is here, we want to make sure we use our subtraction or negative sign to represent that negative. So we're going to place that in front. So there we go, -9. Don't forget your comma. -4. Again, I'm placing that comma. And I'm just going by the first set that it was originally given in because it doesn't matter. All right. Then we're going to go 7, comma, 10, comma, and 8. All right. And I'm going to close it up. Look what we had. Same thing. -0. And remember, we're going to round to the hundredths. So 0 and 29 hundredths. -0 and 29 hundredths. Make sure you have that negative sign in front. Great job. So if you didn't, that's why. So make sure you see how we place those numbers in. Perfect. All right, so now our median is the middle number once they're in ascending order. So let's say you had number -9 as your answer. Well, I know why you got it wrong. It's probably because you didn't place them in ascending order before you did your work. And so that's why it's very important to make sure your data goes in order. All right, so here's your middle number is a -4 from our data in ascending order. And our mode is -9 because that's the one who shows up most frequently, -9. Great job, guys. This is what you're going to do, your independent practice. Sarah tracked the number of minutes she walked each day. Find the mean, the median, mode, and the range of her daily walk. Okay, so you're going to find them all. What might you suggest about the amount of time she walks daily? What do you think? What might you suggest about the amount of time she walks daily? Here's some additional thoughts. What may occur if she only walked 4 days rather than 5 days? Will central tendency change? Why? Why not? What other questions could you think about just based on this data? All right, that is your independent practice. As always, during our next session together, we'll go through some of our solutions and we're going to talk about more about our thoughts. So our objective was I will be able to calculate measures of center. Are you? I think you can. Almost done. Remember, you're going to spend about 10 to 15 minutes in your Dreambox accounts. However, there is one additional thing I want you to really do today if you have time. See right here at the bottom, and it will also be in your learning plan. Dunk Tank on PBS. Oh my goodness, so much fun. Please, if you have some time and you need some additional support in calculating measures of center, this is the place to go. All right. So again, it will be linked in your learning plan. And if you can, have fun with that. Until tomorrow, have a great day.